How you guys doing? Coach Kyle Brown here, celebrity fitness nutrition coach and CEO of Fit 365 Shakes. Happy Halloween, everybody. I am thrilled. This is my favorite holiday of the year. It's all about family, it's about fun, it's about being creative. And, it's really, to me, the absolute greatest holiday of all. So, I've seen a lot of stuff out there talking about for Halloween that some of the best advice is to pass out toothpaste or pass out some dental floss or pass out some information like a little kid's book. And I wanted to tell you, you know what we used to call houses that passed out toothpaste when I was a little kid? TP houses. Those were targets. Those were the houses that we would either toilet paper or egg on Halloween. And I really think it's a big problem that people feel they need to go to confessional anytime they eat a couple pieces of Halloween candy. While in opposite to that, I should probably be going to confessional for toilet paper in houses when I was a little kid with my friends. We're handing out the toothpaste. So here's the thing when it comes down to the chocolates, the thing that I want you to really keep your eye on. There's a couple of problems. It's nothing wrong with eating a little bit of candy. The big problem comes in when people don't understand how easy it is to overconsume an extra couple thousand calories, plus the fact that it just doesn't leave you feeling full and satisfied. So the sugar gets melted down. That's why you'll eat a little bar and it's got as much as, 2 Fit 365 shakes in one candy bar. Really watch yourself on that quantity issue. The second thing that I want you to think about is that because this stuff is already broken down into its base components of just sugar for the most part, you're gonna pop this candy in and you're never full and you're never satisfied. That's why you can put in handful upon handful upon handful, because it doesn't send the message to your brain of full or satisfied. It is not filling along those lines. So that's really what you wanna kind of look at is, all right, how can I handle the candy situation without going crazy overboard? And what can you go overboard on so you really don't have to stress it? So here's what I want you to think about. One, when you're gonna have Halloween candy, which you probably are today, you're probably gonna be eating it in the next couple hours, don't beat yourself up. That's the first most important thing. The goal isn't perfection. Find a couple things that you want that are focused more on decadence that are going to still leave you full and satisfied. One of my favorites are candy apples, because you get the candy sweet enjoyment and you're also getting all that fiber from an apple. And it takes a lot longer to eat than just popping in these little fun size. There's nothing fun about the after effects of a fun size candy bar. Two, maybe go with something a little bit more decadent like a Godiva chocolate, or something that's got a little bit more substance that you can bite, enjoy, get multiple flavors. You can actually get that good quality fat in there to feel nice and a little bit more satiated from it than these typical store-bought candies where you're just popping them in just like they're Tic Tacs. So really keep aware of that. Now, when you're going through this process, what do you do with all that candy? Because you don't want to stop your kids from going trick-or-treating, and you don't want to not go trick-or-treating and not be in this environment. So what do you do with all the extra candy? Well, there's a couple places I think that are really valuable. One is there's a lot of dentists that do a candy buyback program. I think that's a great way to go about it. You don't want to keep this stuff in the house. The problem isn't the one-time use of the candy. The problem is the overconsumption of the candy that happens over the course of this next week. So not only do you go crazy on it right now, but you overconsume throughout the week. You kind of say, screw it. And this is the day that starts that downward spiral where people gain 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds over the holidays. You're not going to gain 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds by going a little bit crazy on Halloween. It's not going to happen. It's that this is the catalyst that shifts your momentum. Don't let it be the catalyst that shifts your momentum. So you can do a candy buyback program. One of the coolest things that you can do with the candy is that they have a program where you can donate it to deployed troops and their families, and also first responders. So look for the candy donations. So you have these deployed troops that are just sitting out there in 110-degree weather in Afghanistan, and they can pop this candy just to keep themselves nice and quick and alert. Again, they're going to burn through that sugar by a little blink of the eye. So really look for a way where you can pass it out and give back. The other thing that you can do is work out some sort of a trade with your kids. So instead of saying, hey, I'm going to give you a toothpaste and think you're cool with it, go, what can we trade for this candy? How about we trade a toy or a game or something pretty cool for those candy right there? Because if you don't think you're having any candy or anything along those lines, just remember back to when you were a kid. When you were a kid, the last thing you wanted to do was sit there with a little coloring book on Halloween. You wanted to divvy things up. You wanted to trade them. So if you can find some sort of a trade, like, cool, Mom, Dad, I'm going to have my 2 or 3 little pieces here, but I'm going to take this bulk here and I'm going to give it back to something cool. And in exchange, I'm going to give you a new basketball, right? I'd rather have my kids having that than for me to be eating half of that candy over the course of the next week. Now, shame, guilt, blame, those are some of the worst energies to be in. And they really lead down that path of self-destruction. So when you're going through Halloween and you're popping a couple pieces of candy, don't beat yourself up over it. Sit back, enjoy it. Buy it back from your kids. Great idea. Really look for that concept. You have to remember that the person in your mirror is your best friend. So what are a couple of things that you can do before trick-or-treating to make sure that you're nice and full? Well, try something like a little pumpkin soup, for example, today is a nice little thing. Keep it festive with your kids. Maybe make some pumpkin muffins. I don't know if you knew this about fat loss, but it's really not about calories, it's about hormones. And thyroid is one of the most damaged hormones possible. Most people have really poor T4 production, the fat-burning thyroid hormone. So pumpkin actually raises both your T4 and your T3, which is the fat-burning thyroid hormone. Pretty amazing. So go make a pumpkin soup, make a pumpkin fit 365 shake, go blend up a little bit of pumpkin into a smoothie. There's a lot you can do in that way. So what I want you to really think about is this. Look for alternatives. Don't beat yourself up, and then get that crap out of your house after the holiday is over. This isn't a week-long celebration. It's one day. Find something decadent. Go try some candy apples.